Hello and welcome to Keepsales. Now in this video we will be looking at how to search for a transaction. Now, a transaction is basically a sale that has been made on Keepsales. Okay, so now to search for a transaction, there are actually two ways to go about searching for a transaction. First, you can search for a transaction under today's sales. That is when you want to search for a transaction that was made as part of your today's sales records. Or you can also search for a transaction under account history. So we are going to look at the two ways to go about that. So let's first search for a transaction under today's sales. So to go to today's sales, let's click on new transaction either on the navigation bar on top here, or you can click on the home page under the quick actions. Just click on new transactions. We have a video on new transactions or how to sell using Keepsales. So you can go check them out. In these videos we speak extensively on how to use the processing section, that is how to use Keepsales to sell your items to your customer. So now let's go to today's sales, which is just on top. We click on today's sales. So under today's sales, there's a search area where we can search for our transactions. So you can click inside the search area. Now in the search area you can only search for an item using the you can only search for a transaction using the transaction ID. Now this is the transaction ID. When you look at this table, in this column, you see the transaction ID displayed here. So if when you have the transaction ID, you can just begin to enter the transaction ID. You don't have to enter the full transaction ID. You can just enter a number of them, and then you click on the search or you press on enter to bring out the transaction or to display the particular transaction that we are searching for. So this is one of the ways to search for a transaction, and this is under today's sales. So now let's go to the other way of searching for a transaction. So we click on main menu, we go to transactions and sale, and then we click on account history. So now under account history, you get to search for transaction again by the ID by clicking in the search box. So then you begin to enter the transaction, the kind of transaction you want, and then you either press enter or you click on search to bring out the particular transaction for you. So let's just try one. Let's say we want to search for this particular transaction. So like I said, you don't even have to enter the full thing. You can just begin to enter just about 3 or 4 characters, and then you click on search. So it's able to pull out those particular transactions that happened, those transactions that went on that we have in our account history. So that is it displayed over there. So now again under transaction, under account history, apart from searching using the transaction ID, you can also search using various other parameters as well. So you can use filters. You click on filters. And under filters you have a lot of categories or parameters that you can use to display a transaction results for you. So you can either search by a keyword, or by a customer, or by a product, or by a product department, or by discount status, or by payment method, or by date, or by a time interval, or using a time span. Now let's take note of this right here, which says which status of transactions to show. Now this is important because you get to display either transactions that were successful, which is okay transactions only, or you get to display cancel transactions only, okay, in relation to the particular department that you want to filter. So for example, let's say you want to filter for a particular, that's a transaction for a particular customer, the transaction history for a particular customer. So let's say we search for James, a customer called James. Okay, so now we want only transactions that were successful, or you can decide to search for transactions that were cancelled, or in our case, let's say we want to do both. Okay, so when you are done, you click on fetch account with filter selected. Okay, so now the results are displayed for us. Now I want you to take note of this. There are some metrics that are displayed up in the upper section. Okay, so we get to see the total sales revenue for the results that we filtered, for the transaction that we filtered. We get to see the total sales revenue, the gross profit, the gross margin and the discount given. So we search for a customer, for the transaction history for a customer called James. Okay, so the metric says that James, okay, has a total sales revenue of 3,040, a gross profit, okay, we made a gross profit over 280 from the transaction from James, and then there's gross margin, there's the discounts given as well, and then we also get to see the quantity, that's the number of products that James bought from us. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so we can go back to filter again, and then under filter you can, like I said, you can either use a product, or you can click inside a product department, or you can use a time interval. Let's try the time interval. So let's say from 1st of September to the 8th of September, we want to look at only successful transactions only. So when we are done, we click fetch accounts with selected with filter selected. Okay, so again, for the time interval that we selected, we get to see the metrics appear as well. So the total sales revenue, the GP, the GM. GP is gross profit, GM is gross margin, the discounts given, and then the number of products that have been sold, okay, for that particular time interval. Okay, all right. Okay, so when we go back to filter, now you can also filter by time span. Okay, so you can filter for transactions that occurred from the last 24 hours, or for the past 3 days, or for the past 1 week, or for the past 1 month, to the past 10 months. Okay, you can choose either one of them. So let's say we want to see all transactions that we made for the past 10 months. So let's click on fetch account with filter selected. Okay, so we get to see the results displayed as well. So from the metrics section to the table section, where we get to see the transactions in detail. Okay, so that is all for searching for a transaction. I do hope you enjoyed this video. There are more of these videos that are available, so please do go and check them out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good time. Bye bye.